Okay, so Alabama Barker has responded to the claim that she's fat to the white community. So a couple of people have said that recently. One of them was a woman that Alabama actually featured on her Instagram story, where there's a clip of the woman talking about, is Alabama Barker fat to the white community? So let's check that out.
Community. Okay, is she considered fat by the white community? Yes.
So right off the bat, I find that kind of stupid because she's not even fat. I get that they're trying to say, like, they consider her fat to the white community because the white community, I guess, thin or like hot would be as skinny as Paris Hilton or as skinny as Madison Beer or as skinny as Kendall Jenner. But if you actually look at Alabama's body, she's not overweight. You guys, I know people don't like her, but this is her body. Okay, that's a bit much. But this is her body. She's not overweight. Like, she's clearly not overweight. So I don't really think it's a flex for the white community. Like, she's not overweight, so I don't think it's a flex to the white community that they would consider her fat. Not everyone in the white community is skinny, but I guess if their idols are like Paris Hilton, Madison Beer, Kendall Jenner, Bella Hadid in her current era, then I guess, but that's a little bit of a ridiculous claim. She's clearly not fat. Like, she's clearly not fat. And to call her fat puts pressure not just on her, but those who are watching this whole scene unfold, which many can be younger teenagers, and to kind of come off and to promote the message that Alabama's fat is going to give a lot of people a lot of complexes. In Alabama herself, but let's take a look at what she had to say.
Just so you know, like old me, like 16-year-old me that got body shamed for like 3 years straight would have cried and probably not left my room for 3 weeks.
This is what I mean. There's probably 16 to 18 to 19-year-olds now watching this with the same body type as Alabama, maybe even slightly bigger, and they're all going to think that they're fat just because people are promoting the idea that, oh, the white community finds this fat. Like, do you know how many girls this can actually be affecting? So Alabama isn't wrong here when she's saying, you know, if I was 16 to 18, I'd be crying right now over what you're saying. Because you guys, look, I get people coming at people online, but she's clearly not fat. She's clearly not overweight. So it's a bit much to promote the idea that she would be considered it.
Now that I'm
Considering she had, obviously, aside from the surgeries and cosmetic procedures that enhanced her like torso and everything is pretty average. Honestly, probably above average because she was lipoed.
I'm a 20-year-old woman and I have some type of, I don't know, control over my emotions, which I'm still working on. That would have hurt my feelings so bad. That is like,
Again, I don't really think she's being dramatic here, you guys, because think of all the people who are watching this who have similar body types or are slightly bigger, still not overweight, and now they're all going to be having these complexes that they're overweight and they're fat just because people wanted to make a meme out of Alabama being too fat for the white community.
not okay to say about someone. Just letting you know. Especially a
She's right. It's not okay to say it about someone. And I don't, if they wanted to make like a meme about it, what they could have said is Alabama's too thick and curvy for the white community because the white community tends to not like their women thick and curvy, but that doesn't mean she's fat or overweight. Like, she clearly has a shape. She's clearly not just like, rail thin.
your age, like I know you have something better to be doing and something more proactive that isn't talking about my body or if I'm fat. I was 178, I'm now 130 pounds. I should give myself a pat pat on the back because nobody ever has on social media.
And the crazy thing is, you guys, is that evidently the way that she dropped that weight is she got a liposuction. And while it's not something to brag about, like, of course, you can't give yourself a pat on the back for getting a liposuction. It's not like you put in any of the work. I still think that the internet's influence over her drove her to do that kind of thing. Which is why her father, Travis Barker, should not have allowed her to have an Instagram from the age of 13, where she was, like, even back then, you guys, she was posting inappropriate photos. At around, like, 16, she was already posting her body. Like, her father did nothing to stop that. And her putting herself out there is why the internet felt like they were allowed to say whatever they wanted about her. And why this girl got lipo so young. Like, she just told us she's only 20. Barely 20. And this girl already had lipo.
And the woman that originally said that I was like fat for a white woman, what is wrong with you? There's many bigger plus size women that have white friends and they're white. That was like so mean, and I just hope that...
Again, I think people's original point was that her body shape is not, for lack of a better term, it's not desired by the white community. Because, again, the white community looks up to, well, I'm not going to speak for the entire white community, but I'm going to say, like, it seems to be that their preference is very thin, model-esque type of girls, which Alabama clearly is not with the model structure. She's clearly more curvy. She's clearly more thick. She's clearly more shapely. But she's not fat. She's not overweight. And I think it's harmful to push that narrative. But I think the original thing people were saying was that she's clearly not desirable by the white community, so she's trying to be desirable to other races. I think that was the initial claim.
Everyone in the comments and everyone that's just sitting there talking about my body could find something better to do. Like, how ugly of you. With this...
I mean, I don't blame her for feeling this way, because, again, she's clearly not fat, so imagine sitting there knowing that you're not fat, but everyone's telling you that you are. Then you start to develop this complex. She's probably going to get lipo again because of what these people are doing to her.
Particular subject, I'm just going to kill you with kindness because that was so mean and uncalled for. And I'm not crying to social media, but, like, it's actually sick. I just can't imagine to think back about my 16-year-old mentality, 18-year-old mentality when I was overweight and think about how that would have affected me now. I think...
But was she even overweight at 16, or was the internet just telling her that she was overweight? And does the internet have a right to be talking about a 16-year-old's body? Again, you guys, this was a photo of Alabama at 16. Like, come on, are we really going to call this fat and give a girl a complex about her weight at 16? Do you know how many 16-year-olds look like this? Do you know how many 16-year-olds look like this? She's not overweight. This is an inappropriate photo. She's got a bunch of these at 16, so I'm not going to click that one, but another of her at 16. Her turning 17. Come on, like, what are we doing here? Like, people are calling this girl fat, and then she's getting lipo. That's so extreme. Is she getting lipo? She's encouraging her friends to get lipo because this is the narrative that's been in her mind since she was 16.
Even me doing a video like this to it is showing that I do care still. I don't know, it's just weird to me. And just for starters, I'm not looking at my friends because of their race and saying, yes, I want to be friends with you because of your race. I look at beautiful girls and I'm like, wow, I would love to be her friend.
So that kind of veered off into a different direction, but basically Alabama's been facing accusations that she only picks friends based off of her race. I think that's kind of how the whole conversation started when people were trying to say Alabama's trying to be a part of the Black community, and she knows that white men won't like her white body, but Black men might appreciate it because Black men will typically tend to appreciate a more curvy body, a more shapely body. So it was kind of a dig at her, like trying to hop into another community. That's kind of how it started. So her bringing this up actually kind of tracks because, again, that was the initial accusation. So, again, she's addressing that she doesn't pick her friends based off race. Now, as far as this goes, I don't know if I believe Alabama here. I do believe that she's trying to be a part of the Black community. I think she's tried to for a while now. So I'm not buying into her, oh, well, I only look for pretty girls, which, by the way, that in and of itself is also bad. Like, you shouldn't just be searching for pretty girls to be your friends. This is just warping her narrative of having to look perfect in general. You have to look perfect. Your friends have to look perfect. You have to be perfect. This is her brain. This is like brain rot from being on Instagram from 13 to 20 and trying to fit beauty standards at 13 to 20. This is why she should not have been on there so young and why Travis should have stepped in and protected her. But he didn't. Instead, he left her to the wolves. And now she's become one.